You mean like sort of on...
I guess I love you.
Tragedy struck.
I see you haven't lost your touch.
I can't wait. So I want to welcome everybody back to an episode of the Nerdcast from Project-Nerd. That's my favorite way to say it. I don't care what Iggy says. I am Jay, one of your Project Nerdites and lovers of all things nerd culture. And Gallo, my man, I can't believe we get to do this again together.
Absolutely, man. It's good to see you. It's good to be back. It's good to be doing this again. And I can't wait. Let's dive in.
Yes. Okay. So we have a very special guest. So not only has this guest been all over the world, he's got a career that spans both music and theater and currently film and TV and voice. He's got all the things, but also it involves sword fighting and Lance Henriksen. So that's all I'm going to tease you with, because I'm going to bring him in right now. We are very, very thrilled to welcome to the Nerdcast, Aaron Dalla Villa. Aaron Dalla Villa.
Hey! Ooh, Dalla.
I like that intro. That was a hot intro.
Thank you very much. Just to out myself, I asked you before the recording, how is your name pronounced? Because I wanted it so badly to rhyme with dollar bill, and it did, and I was very happy.
That's right, man. Dalla Villa, dollar bills.
Oh, welcome to the Nerdcast. Thank you so much, Aaron, for taking time out of your busy day to actually talk with us and nerd out about your career and some of the things that we all love. But thank you so much for being here.
Dude, my pleasure. Thanks for having me, man.
Oh, so the first question I have to ask is, are you in a shower? Where are you?
I'm
what is
on
happening
set
right now?
working with Dan Lance again, the director of Alpha Rift, and I'm in an RV shower right now doing this interview.
There it is.
So
okay,
if you guys don't mind, we're going to take a break. I'm going to turn this water on.
No, wait. It'll ruin the stream.
So I'll see y'all in a few, actually.
Don't cross the streams. Don't.
Yeah, earlier before this interview, it was like an Aaron Sorkin movie. We're running around trying to find the right location.
Nice.
Aaron and I were location scouting before the Nerdcast. We take this very seriously. We were location scouting. There was sound design.
Yeah,
my goodness,
yeah, the whole thing.
You wouldn't believe it. It was like a real production over here. But Aaron, I mean, you're on Real Productions. You're here to talk about Alpha Rift, and that was the teaser that I gave beforehand. And I do want to dive into that. But you're on set like right now, working on stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's really exciting. Can you tell us, like, what can you give the
Project
Nerd
it's a
universe
movie
like
with,
a little bit of a teaser?
It's a movie with Bill Moseley and Kane Hodder.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't ask how Kane Hodder kills you, but I want to.
Kane Hodder's son.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, that changes the fact that I thought he was going to brutally murder you in the movie.
No, I do low gas.
No. Well, you know what? We'll talk about The Pledge, the other movie that's already been released that also has a lot of death in that. But first, let's talk about Alpha Rift for a second, because I want to lead you in with a super easy question. I'm sure you've gotten this all the time, but how does a guy from Virginia who studies dance wake up one morning and find himself sword fighting Lance Henriksen?
Shoot, man,
it's a dream we all have.
Man. Life is a funny thing. I think the biggest thing you got to do is you just got to be open to what comes your way, and you got to be open and available to the universe, and not being closed-minded or shut off or negative and stuff. And you'll find the right roles, you'll find the right paths. I never thought I was going to be an actor, but then it just happened, and now I'm working with absolute legends.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really grateful and I'm really blessed, and it's just the beginning.
Well, that's really exciting. So I want to talk about Alpha Rift a little bit. We watched the trailer beforehand. Super fun looking. I love stuff that mixes like Destiny, and it's not necessarily time travel, but it's that idea of times and blendings. And so I'm curious, when you're getting in the mode for a movie like that, how much Are you a physical dude? Like, how much physicality is involved in getting ready for something like that?
I learn a lot through physicality because I started as a dancer. So the choreography, all that stuff, I pick it up really quickly. So it's very physical for me.
I like that. That's really cool. I mean, especially like, again, I've seen sort of the trailer of it. I know the general premise of where we're going. So there looked like a lot of exciting action and fun fighting. So there's choreography to the moon and back. That's really cool. But what was something about it that you didn't expect? Like, what was the thing that you got out of that production that you didn't think you were going to pull?
How to be a male lead.
Nice.
How to be a male
I like
lead.
that. I like that. Now we don't have to give away all the trade secrets, but now one thing you may not know, Aaron, is on the side I also host a podcast called High Five. And what it's about is your favorite top 5 things. Now I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. Now, and I don't want your top 5 or nothing, but when it comes to like, and time travel movies is what I think of initially. Like, do you have a favorite time travel movie, a favorite movie that you go? Gasp! That's one of mine. Yeah. Where was how early?
Alpha Rift is based on Marty McFly.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's where
awesome. Okay. Yeah.
This is why people are gonna love it. You know, it's gonna find its audience. You know, it's entertaining, it's fun, it's great for the whole family as well. It's great for nerds, it's great for gamers, and it's a throwback to those 80 movies. My character is basically Marty McFly.
That is, I got that feeling when I was watching it. Obviously, the gamers, you've got a lot of 12-sided die. The movie premise is based around a D&D-esque game, which is always fun.
Which is also being developed right now. There is an actual Alpha Rift tabletop game.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, is that a chicken and the egg thing?
Genius. Wow. Dan Lance is a genius. He's an incredible person. He's now a good friend of mine. This is our 4th project that we're working on. Our first one was Alpha Rift. He's built this thing for 20 years. He wrote the script 20 years ago, and it's just like being open to that universe just kind of lined up where we connected for Alpha Rift, and we've got our eyes set on sequels. Obviously we want to see how the first one performs, but we really want sequel and this Alpha Rift tabletop game, absolutely, merchandise, all that stuff.
Well, that is really exciting.
You got to send my publicist your address for some swag.
Hell yeah, that's already done. We're already working on that.
Tell Wendy we've got to do some swag.
Oh, please!
Listen,
I'll wear with pride.
We're an indie superhero movie, so we don't have the studios backing us and stuff. We do have a great distributor, Vertical Entertainment, for domestic, and then Sublimity, I think, is our international. So we're looking for allies, and I think this is right up your alley.
Well, we do unboxings. We love games around here. So gaming is a big thing for us at Project Nerd. Now, I have grown up playing a handful of different games. I've played D&D, but I don't have a character that I've had a long legacy campaign around. My game of choice growing up in high school was Magic Card. Gallo, Aaron, do you guys have any tabletop or other games that were you Settlers of Catan people? Like, were you a gamer at all?
D&D currently.
Yeah.
Once a week with the Alpha Rift cast, we play.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we're playing Rime of the Frost Maiden right now. Our stunt coordinator is our DM. Graham Wolf is in it. Rachel Nielsen's in it. Dan Lance is in it. We're actually playing D&D once a week.
Oh,
and I
that's
play
amazing.
a half-orc barbarian named Colin Halfist.
That's awesome.
We're about halfway
That's
through
fantastic.
the campaign right now. It's really good. Some really good stuff has happened.
You should try and merge your game with Joe Manganiello's game once.
No, I've tried. I've had my publicist reach out to. I think I was basically like after D20, because I don't know if you checked out the D20 music video we made. That was the second project that me and Dan made. If you go on YouTube, it's D20 Alpha Rift Tribute. It's a music video.
Okay.
Based on a song that I made. It's got over 100,000 views. And
that's awesome.
we're basically like, I had my manager and agent send it over to the Dungeons and Dragons people. I was on Dragon Talk, and I tried to get it over there. Luke Gygax saw it. He played it at Gary Con. So yeah, we're gonna fill in Gary Con right now. We're trying to see if we can lock down LA Comic Con to do a table signing with me and Lance Henriksen.
That would be okay. Well, one, I wish you the best of luck. Let us know afterwards, anything that Project Nerd can do to help. But that's super cool.
We could maybe link up after the movie comes out on Friday and stuff and talk about the movie. Right now, it's just it's with indie superhero movies. It's grassroots. So
absolutely.
We have a great distributor and stuff. It's really about the people in the community. So biggest thing is allies. We're looking for allies.
Yeah.
Okay, so Aaron,
I totally got that.
I always do this. I always let Jay nerd out, and then I jump in and get a little historical on people. So Aaron, you born and raised in Virginia?
Born and raised in Virginia, southeastern Hampton Roads.
Okay, and at what point did you realize that dance and music was what you wanted to follow?
I was 11, I think, when I saw the jazz band perform in middle school, and I was like, I want to do that.
Wow.
So I picked up a tenor saxophone, and I started playing that. And I was always, into hip-hop music. And I would hip-hop dance, and my mom was like, they need a guy for the dance team, and my sisters were dancers. So I said, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do the ballet. I'll do the hip-hop, but no ballet. Then my dance teacher, she kind of got me into ballet, and I got really good at it. And it was like, oh, man, this could be something. So I'm about 11 years old.
That's awesome.
The entertainment bug, if you will.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Wow.
And there was a question that Jay asked about, being a physical person and type for the choreography and stuff. But I everything I've seen from the ballet profession, I mean, it is brutal.
Yeah, it's brutal. The eating disorders are real. That's mainly within the women. There's no eating disorders for men. Basically, there's a lot of anorexia and stuff, bulimia going on in that community. It's very brutal. It's very regimented. It's like the military.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've heard similar things.
And the body, you guys put yourself through the rigors there with a lot of the prep and just practice, and you see it, and it's just like, man, this is not for just anybody.
No. A lot of people quit early. I remember one girl when I first got into I was dancing with Nashville Ballet. Someone in the company was 26 when she retired. I was like, whoa, 26?
Wow.
Like, what are you going to do after that? You're either going to choreograph or be a dance teacher. And I wanted to have a much more rounded career. I wanted to diversify my talents for longevity and stuff. You can act till you're 90. You know what I mean? Like, look at Lance Henriksen. He's still crushing it.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned the Nashville Ballet. That's my neck of the woods. So I'm currently in Nashville. So how long?
Yeah, so I danced with Nashville Ballet for 2 years between 2000.
That's impressive, man. That's not for nothing. I'm a little biased because I live here, but hey, that's not a bad gig. That's very impressive. So I saw that in your history, and I was like, yeah, Nashville.
Yeah, Nashville. I love Nashville with the Parthenon replica. It was great.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Nashville was great. Man, I haven't been down to Nashville in years, man. I should probably go back. I think they have
next time you come back down, I'll give you a tour.
Oh, yeah, I think they have a drink. You ever heard of Park Cafe?
Yeah.
That restaurant down there on Murphy Road? How about the local taco?
Oh, well, there's like 4 locations of that now. It's huge. Yeah. It's super popular. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I first moved down there, I worked at the local taco and also Park Cafe. And I think they have a drink named after me at Park Cafe. I hope it still is. Yeah. Well, I think it's called the Tiny Dancer, actually. Yeah. They used to call me that, Tiny Dancer.
Okay, well, next time you're around town, hit me up on Facebook or on socials or something, and I'll give you a tour, like things that have changed. But so Nashville Ballet, you're dancing. Then do you end in theater, or do you like purposely say, all right, I'm gonna go act now?
Bro, literally, I was auditioning for another dance company in Chicago.
My neck of the woods.
Yeah, Chicago. I lived there for 2 years, Dance with Elements, Contemporary Ballet, and was auditioning for Dance Works Chicago and River North Dance Chicago.
Yep.
So I was auditioning for River North Dance Chicago, and I went out with one of my friends one night, and I hopped over a turnstile and literally sprained my ankle hopping over the turnstile. And then the next day I was offered the contract for River North, but I was on crutches. So I said, what do I do? They needed an immediate replacement. I went on Craigslist and looked. I said, screw it, I'll act. And I literally just hopped on Craigslist and just found some dinner theater show and auditioned for it. And it was one of my first roles. I was playing a 40-year-old restaurateur, you know? And I just like, and there's no way this kid who looks like he's 16 playing a 40-year-old man and with this fake Italian accent. This is god-awful show, but then one thing led to the next, you know?
Oh, that's
like
hilarious.
one of the reviews of the show was, the plot is prosciutto thin.
Hire that guy as one of your writers. He's got
it was
a good
terrible, man. It was terrible.
Well, but that's,
So
I mean,
bad.
come on. You found it on Craigslist after you sprained your ankle in the career that you were going for. I think you did. You did okay, I think.
Yeah, man. You know, it's a story. Like I literally fell into acting.
And don't forget, even though you were hurt, you made it. You got the put that on the resume. I was there. I made it.
Yeah. I made it, man. I made it.
I got the job. I just,
Yeah,
I said
unfortunately,
no for
River
personal
North
reasons.
has closed.
Yes.
The pandemic took them out, and they were a fantastic company. But you want to talk about being put through the ringer and how hard they work. Man, that company, those dancers, they worked to the bone. They worked to the bone.
I think everything here is Joffrey now.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say,
I'd
what's
rather
harder then?
I'd much be a movie star now. So.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that seems to be the angle that you've been working on. Now,
Yep.
We've talked a little bit about Alpha Rift, which I want to get back to because I do want to poke a little bit about Lance, fan.
Yeah, he's
but
fantastic.
I actually want to go back and ask about Pledge a little bit.
Sure,
Because
yeah.
I went back through your history, and as I'm wont to do, because you're on IMDb, public knowledge. But anyway,
no.
I dig. I'm a big horror fiend. Gallo knows this, so Pledge is sort of up my alley. The
Nice.
trailer had some really fun, a really fun wordplay, which I dig. You get to play a sadistic asshole. It looks like.
Yeah.
How much fun was it to play a sadistic asshole?
Dude,
and then
it was a
what
blast.
was? Tell
You
me,
get to do all the
tell
things
me
you
about
can't
that
do
movie.
in life. Literally, it's like, oh, I get to be this way and get away with it, and everyone loves it. Great.
And I'm getting paid to do this.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Listen, this acting thing is dope. Nice work if you can get it. That's what it's all about.
Right.
The work is in the audition. The fun is when you're on set.
Yeah. It looks like that, and that was actually where I was going with this. This Pledge looked like a lot of fun to make, and that has usually been a consistent thing I've heard from people who've worked on horror movies. Actually, Gallo and I interviewed Felicia Rose a while back, and it was the same thing. She's like, "There's so much fun doing." And was that the same for you? Like, was the Pledge a lot of fun to make, even though it's
blast.
supposed to be a very
An
tense
absolute
story?
blast. Those people are still my friends to this day.
Really?
Yeah, Jesse Pimentel, who played Brett, is one of my best friends. Zachary Weiner, who wrote it. Daniel Robbins, we've worked on 2 other projects since then. And we have 2 films in post-production. Yeah.
See, man, I love to hear that. I love that. I'm a big follower of different directors, like a Wes Anderson or Wes Anderson's a go-to. Coen Brothers is a go-to, obviously, and I love that people have their little families, and I love that you found your little family.
Oh yeah, I think that's what it's about. It doesn't take. It's quality over quantity. You find the right people you want to work with, and you work with them over and over again. Yeah.
Gallo, I don't want to storm over all of your questions. Do you have anything to? Oh, actually, no, don't talk yet, Gallo. I've got something for you, Aaron. And again, since I went back through your IMDb, I am a huge nerd out fan of true crime TV shows.
Oh my god!
And you've been on a couple of them.
Do you know how many of those I've done? Oh my gosh.
Okay, I didn't actually go and count, but I did see more than one, and so I was excited.
I've done like Most Evil. That's one serial killer. Then I Killed My BFF. That's another serial killer.
That was the one I did see that one.
That one was fun. Charlie Schmid, the Elvis kind of guy. That was fun for A Crime to Remember. And then I did, I've done a lot of those. So
I honestly am 100% serious fanboying out because like me and my wife will just binge those. We'll just Fatal Attractions or the Forensics Files or I Killed My BFF or I Can't Believe I Killed Someone or whatever.
Right. There's always a new one popping up every week, bro.
And the thing I love about them is they all use the same Wikipedia articles for the stories that they pick out about the true murders.
Right.
Do you, when you're in one of those, how much backstory are you given, or is it just like a script and you're like, whatever, who cares? Or do you actually like try and find out like what really happened?
Oh, I do my research.
Oh,
because literally it's like, even though it's reenactment stuff, I still want to play true to the character. So anything that I can find, I do my research,
Oh, I love to hear that. I love to hear that because that means like, you're taking it seriously. And I dig that
sometimes
they
don't give you crap. Sometimes they don't.
Yeah?
You know what I mean? Like literally they'll just be like, yeah, go over here and just do this. Like there's no script, there's nothing.
He stabs her. Well, why?
Yeah, no,
that's at the end of the episode. You don't need to know.
That's my job.
I love that. Oh, sorry. I remembered seeing that in your list. I was like, I've got to ask him about these.
Yeah.
I want to know how the sausage is made because I watched so many of them.
I love that.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I've nerded out about a handful of things. When you're not dancing, when you're not acting, what are you actually doing and nerding out about in your spare time? Like, what is it that Aaron
I'm a big fan of
Dalla Villa loves?
I'm waiting for God of War Ragnarok, man. I love God of War.
Same.
Dude.
Same.
Dude, I think Corey Haim. That's the director. Corey Haim, I think. Or no, that's not Corey Haim. Corey, right?
Corey something. Let me get it out there.
Corey Haim's the actor. No, the freaking God of War Ragnarok is what I'm really excited about.
Yeah, that one looks really good. We play. We're big.
And I have Grand Theft Auto, of course. Grand Theft Auto 5. I got a PS4, so yeah.
That one was gorgeous.
PS5. I have PS5. Yeah.
We upgraded as well. It took me like 9 months to track one down, but I finally did it because I was persistent and terrible. But I finally got one. And
I found it. It's Corey Barlog.
Corey Barlog.
There it is.
Yeah, he's an incredible director, man. I would love to work on God of War. I worked on a video game before. I worked on Earth Defense Force, Iron Rain. That was fun. I saw did voice work for that.
Did you get like a free copy of the game? I would hope so.
Nah, I think I had to buy it.
Boo!
I know, stupid. But I was up for Far Cry 5 for 1 second, and I've gone out for Rockstar and stuff. So yeah, I foresee myself doing. I actually have to email a lady that this voice actor linked me up with doing motion capture because of my background. I'm gonna hit her up because I hit her up during the pandemic, so I don't know how much work there is to the pandemic. But I'm gonna hit her up again and say, hey, this is what I got going on. See if we can make something work.
Dude, now that you talk about motion capture, it's always fun because I had the opportunity to meet it's gonna come to me. Okay, quick. Suicide Squad director.
Oh, Zack Snyder.
James Gunn.
No. Sean Gunn, right?
Sean.
I met Sean.
James Gunn.
I
Oh,
met
you
Sean.
met the brother.
I met Sean.
Weasel and
the thing is
Rocket
that
and all those.
Yeah, and he actually did Bradley Cooper's job. All Bradley Cooper did was the voice because he played Rocket and he played Weasel because he was just
Oh, you mean Guardians of the Galaxy, not Suicide Squad?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. Correct.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Like when I look at the videos of Bradley Cooper doing Rocket's voice, you don't even know it's Bradley Cooper. You're blown away.
Yeah.
And
it's hysterical.
It's a fun ride. So you're everywhere, and that's awesome. That now I guess you've come to a point where the question can be asked: what is your favorite thing to do?
Movies.
Yeah,
Hands down, movies, man.
is it just the opportunity that it's more of a kind of a longer sort of
Legacy,
thing?
man. Legacy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it stays much longer. We're nerding out about movies from the 80s and this,
Right. We're still
and the
talking about
90s.
movies. Like, listen, I love theater. I love voice work. I love motion capture, dance, all things art, music, TV, movies. That's my favorite thing to do, because there's this some sort of like, we haven't lost that touch of magic from the golden age with movies. Everybody loves movies. We go to the movies, like, that's what I love.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like I said, I told you earlier that I'm a big, movie fan. Like, that's what I nerd out about. And I'm the same way. Like, if you kind of get me started and rolling down that path, the idea of that great art can be made in the cinematic form. And I'm reminded of it almost every year. Just like even this year, movies like The Green Knight or Dune that just came out, like you just watch them and you're like, oh, what the amazing things people can do with this medium. Like when they're really working at it and they're really putting their mind to it. And I love just the range of everything from, the fun you can have and the silliness you can have to the horror, to the, the artistic heights of whatever. I love the whole world. I don't know where I was going with that.
Creating magic. I like the way you put that, Aaron. That you still can create magic. It's like you can still make things, happen that people only imagine or think of, and it's just the technology of it all, is just taking us to newer heights, and it's just great, especially now, like with this COVID thing. We're back to going to the movies. We're starting to go back to, and it's actually an exciting thing.
Yeah, it's like both of y'all are saying. I think both of y'all are getting to the point. Like, it's in our culture. It's imbued. It's necessary, especially now with the whole COVID thing. What did people turn to during that whole pandemic? They turned to entertainment. They need to be entertained. They turned to escapism. And that's my job.
Get away.
My job is to entertain. I'm an entertainer. So Charlie Chaplin it out. Let's do it. That's my job.
Gallo, you kind of inspired a question that made me think. So that creating magic, and I can think back to movies that sort of locked that in for me, the magic of a thing like The Goonies, the magic of an adventure with your friends and things like that. But I'm going to ask you guys, do you have a specific movie that you think back on that's like, this is the movie that sort of solidified the magic of this for me? And while you're thinking, I'll give you mine so you sort of know context. Mine is Jurassic Park. There was something about Jurassic Park, as you're a boy growing up and you love dinosaurs, and then you see a movie and like you see the animated, dinosaur movies, but then you see Jurassic Park and it's a movie. Every bit of you knows it's a movie, but you're like 11 and you're like, dinosaurs exist and it's magic, and everything in that 2 hours is magic. And that, to me, I can look back on that and be like, that solidified a moment where movies can do anything in my mind. So
for mine,
Gallo?
For mine, it's got to be the Terminator. The original Terminator.
Yeah.
I mean, you go back now and you look at some of the special effects, you're like, oh my God. But when it was happening, like the eye scene, it was just like, oh my God.
The eye scene still gets me today.
I'm like,
and from T2 when he pulls off the arm skin, it still works.
And then he moves it.
Works.
Yeah.
Works.
What about you, Aaron?
Alien.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Alien.
Absolutely.
So far ahead of its time, bro.
It really was. I watched that a couple weeks ago. My wife and I, during the month of October, watch a different scary movie every day, and Alien made it on the list. Yeah, I mean it's horrifying and
scary.
The xenomorph is just chef kiss.
So that is a good call. That was another one where it was just a lot of new stuff that you saw that you never saw before, and it's just the scariness of it all. I mean, this is a sci-fi movie that's got like killer jump scares in it. You
Dude,
know,
how badass is Sigourney Weaver?
She's a badass.
She's a badass, dude.
Yes.
Like,
the queen of badasses.
Yeah, literally, dude. Like the best.
Well, and not even to subtly, but to segue right back into what we're talking about, the one, the only, the great Lance Henriksen.
Oh yeah. So
like,
when I got the opportunity to work with him, I was like,
that's what I did.
Yeah.
Did he allow you to nerd out about Bishop, or were you kind of more like a hey, we're bros?
Lance is one of the coolest guys I've worked with, and I've worked with.
Okay.
Actually, I haven't had a problem with working any of these people, like Bill Moseley. I haven't met Kane yet. Tom Atkins, I worked with James Faulkner, you know, these legends.
Wow.
And
that's awesome.
Lance was just mad cool. We stayed in the same bed and breakfast, and you know, he was just cool. We went through the script, we laughed, we joked. Yeah, he was great.
I love that. And again, we're here talking to you, so I don't want to make it about him, but I'd be remiss if I didn't at least ask, because
you can't.
He's Lance Henriksen, man.
100%, like, dude, he's Lance, dude. You know,
I would love it. Did he respond to Alien stuff?
He should have been nominated for an Oscar for Viggo Mortensen's Falling. 100%.
He's just he's so good.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that he was like. I'm glad that he was cool with that world, that he was just like, yeah, let's do this. Let's create. He just likes to create art, I imagine.
Lance is a gem.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
That
so,
is so
okay,
awesome.
are there legends? Who's on your list of legends that you want to work with that you haven't?
Well, I'm
all about gotcha journalism.
Daniel Day-Lewis, if he ever comes out of retirement.
Yeah, fingers crossed, right? Man,
Robert De Niro. You know, my first movie I did it with Paul Sorvino. Actually, he was
really.
Yeah.
How did that?
Movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played a teenager in a murder, and Paul Sorvino was their marquee name, and yeah, so he was really cool. Viola Davis. Yeah, I think she's just absolutely incredible.
Did what was the it was not Prisoner. I mean, she's in Prisoners, and it's amazing. But what was the one about her doing the heist? It was like a year or two ago. Rud. I'm blanking on it. But it was really good. It had like she was married to Liam Neeson for a hot minute in the movie. And it was all the wives of the heistmen that had to get together and do a heist. And it was super duper good. And I'm blanking on the name, and I feel bad that I'm blanking on the name, but I am. But one name I'm not blanking on, and just, I was when I was looking through your list, I saw that you got to be a character called Sexy Guy, and that's fun. That's always nice to be Sexy Guy,
like
right?
An early web series called The Under Fivers, right?
I don't really know it. I just saw Sexy Guy, and I was like, well, that's a compliment. That's a nice thing. He was like, oh, what are you? I'm Sexy Guy. I was like, don't brag. It's like, no, that's my character's name, Sexy Guy.
You just roll with it. You know what I mean? Like,
of course. You work your way.
Sexy Guy. All right.
You better believe it. Dude, if they offered me Sexy Guy, I'd be like, I don't know why, but yeah, let's do this.
I'll take it.
Is sexy in quotation? Maybe.
I'll take it. Sexy Guy.
Jay, the name of the movie you were looking for is Widows.
Thank you.
Widows.
Thank you, Gallo. I knew how we would get to it eventually. That one, if anyone who hasn't seen it, big high thumbs up recommend.
I really want to work with Willem Dafoe. I think him and I would have
that would be
really
awesome.
great chemistry on Cax. Or obviously Jim Carrey,
Oh wow,
okay.
I want to play Jim Carrey's son in Ace Ventura, on the next Ace Ventura.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
You know what? There's some big shoes to fill, my man.
Yeah.
I grew up on the Carrey Man.
Or if they do a remake of The Mask, which they shouldn't. Like, they shouldn't do a remake of Back to the Future. Just leave it alone.
Agreed.
Yeah,
they did a remake of The Mask. I want to play The Mask, and I also want to play the Riddler one day.
Oh, the Riddler. The Riddler's my favorite Batman villain. I can reach in almost any direction. And it's green screen.
Everyone wants to play Joker, but obviously you can't. After what Heath Ledger, Joaquin Phoenix, Mark Hamill, and even Jared Leto, like you just don't play Joker for a minute. Don't.
That one's almost getting oversaturated, even though everybody's
Yeah.
brought really good stuff to the role.
Yeah.
But okay, have you guys seen the Batman trailer with Paul
Of
Dano
course. Oh yeah,
as the Riddler?
Paul
What do you
Dano's gonna kill it. He's phenomenal.
What do you think? What do you think of the trailer though?
It's very dark. It's a very, very dark thing on Batman. I wonder if they're gonna have Batman killing people now.
Yeah.
Well, that's very possible.
wondering.
Yeah.
Because in the trailer, he basically beats the living heck out of the guy.
He's looking like he's breaking a couple backs, maybe a couple shoulder blades here and there. I will say, when they initially cast, I was like Robert Pattinson. I was like, I don't know, but then the more I thought about it, and the more stuff I saw him do,
listen, bro,
you
got to do something like. That's how the biz is. You got to do something like Twilight to get known. And Rob was like, "You just wait. I'm gonna flex my chops. Just wait a second. Look at Kristen Stewart too. We're doing this biopic with Diana, killing it. She's gonna get nominated for an Oscar, and then Robert Pattinson comes through with the Saucy Brothers Good Time, and then people are like, "Whoa, wait a minute, he can act." Same with Matthew McConaughey. He was taking. He talks about this. He was taking romantic comedies, and they paid really well, and then they offered him one for $14.5 million, and he turned it down. And he said, "This is not the direction." He didn't work for a year, but then what happened? Lincoln Lawyer, and that was it.
And then then Mud was around that time.
Mud was fantastic. And then Dallas Buyers Club.
So good. Dallas Buyers Club was around that time.
Yeah,
and
Dallas Buyers Club was amazing.
Yeah,
that was
really
awesome.
Good.
But Leto stole that one though, man. He was hands down amazing in that.
And back on Pattinson, like Cosmopolis and High Times.
And Leto's Joker and stuff, but honestly, like, where do you go after Heath Ledger gives a legendary performance in Nolan's The Dark Knight? You have to make the concept of the Joker so different that it'll be different. And Jared Leto really went for it. And honestly, a lot of his scenes were cut from the movie.
I was going to say, we don't even know, I guess.
Was sadly out of his control.
I was going to say, we don't know a lot of what his full-on
He's going to get nominated for House of Gucci. Look at the transformation of House of Gucci. Jared Leto, don't sleep on Jared Leto, you know? He's an Academy Award winner. Like,
oh, my goodness. I've been digging on Leto since, one, I was a fan of his band.
30 Seconds to Mars, man.
30 Seconds to Mars. I'm a big fan of them, but also like Fight Club, Panic Room, his early stuff. I was a big fan of his early
movies. If I could work with a director, David Fincher, 100%.
Oh, he's a dream. He's a wonder. I mean, and actually you're a musician as well, so like soft segue into that, I guess. But you've been focusing on that considering, the pandemic stuff going on. So do you look at someone like Jared Leto and be like, yeah, you can balance like a musician that's putting your all into the music and an actor who's putting your all into the movies? Like,
I mean, I'm like, he's like touring and stuff with a band and stuff. I just put out a couple songs because I just wanted to during the pandemic because I wanted to stay busy and stuff. But my main focus is acting. It's nice to have the music as a just something to be there, so people are like, oh, you do that as well. And if it wasn't for me putting that music out, this movie that I did with James Faulkner where I play a hip hop mogul, I wrote 2 songs for the character that are now in the movie that I have rights to.
So that's awesome.
Cool.
So
that's creating. You built something. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, very cool. Yeah. No, I liked those references. I forget where we were going with all of that.
So now, Aaron, once the movie comes out and we get back together, I think that it's gonna be the Nerdcast recast from the shower, and we're all gonna be in the shower.
I'll be back home, so
I'll
go to my shower.
We'll all be in the shower.
I'll take mine. I have to be in a shower.
Yeah.
Well, we all know that we all sound the best in the shower. The best ideas come to us in the shower. So it's probably where we should all be right now. You're really the smartest one in the group.
Yeah.
Currently.
Gotta stay clean, man. Gotta stay clean.
Mind, body, and soul, right?
Right. Amen.
Well, Aaron, I mean, this is awesome. Thank you for joining us. And, we wish you nothing but the best. You got best friends in us now.
Hey,
So
it's all I could ever ask for, man.
you know, how far along are you in this project that you're working on now?
Halfway through.
Halfway through?
Yeah.
Where's the location?
We're in Pennsylvania, Malvern.
Okay. How's the weather out there right now? Is it starting to get there?
It's great tonight. Yeah, the last
Yeah?
we're cold.
Yeah.
Cold. Not Chicago cold, but cold.
Yeah, it's more of a, but you know what I've noticed anywhere along those East Coast states is it's damper.
Yeah, no.
It's almost like it sticks with you a little longer.
Yesterday, it was bad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Memphis. I grew up in Memphis, and we have the Mississippi River runs right by it. So all the summers, not only were just hot, but just like humid and damp and nasty. No fun. You want the nice, crisp, like nice air, like you have right now. So like on set, are you guys enjoying like when it's not bitterly cold? Is this a set where you guys are all like hanging out? You're doing your D&D stuff, obviously.
No, unfortunately, we haven't been able to do D&D for a few weeks because Dan's the director and he's just really swamped. You know.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But we're getting back.
The campaigns.
We're getting back into it on Monday.
Okay, good. You know what? Priorities, and I'm glad.
I'm going through withdrawals, man. I'm going through withdrawals.
You need that in as part of your daily, right? As part of your weekly. Man. Absolutely. You spend all week thinking about it. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. This is how we're gonna go, and then you're ready to roll when everybody gets together. That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
So before we wrap up here, is there anything you want to pitch or anything you want to nerd out about? But I want to give you a platform to be able to, this is Project Nerd. So if you're something you want to nerd out about, we definitely want to talk about it. We definitely want to give you that ability.
Scarlet Spider, man, in one of the upcoming Spider-Man, whatever they're doing with the multiverse. I definitely want to be in Marvel. So for sure.
Scarlet Spider, that's nice. Yeah.
Let's get Aaron out there.
Suited for that. And just want to let everyone know that Alpha Rift comes out to select theaters and Apple TV and all the other stuff on Friday.
Awesome. And that is
and it's already available in the UK.
I was about to say, by the time this airs, a lot of people could probably just go find it immediately. So I would say go to Apple TV, rent it, download it, buy it, find it, and watch it. This has been a true blast, Aaron. Thank you so much for talking. And when you finish your next project, the one you're working on right now, we'll have to have you back, and you can nerd out about that one. And we'll push that one out too.
I love
it,
man. Thank you for all the love, man. Let's do it. And
this has been super fun.
Email my publicist, man. We'll send you an Alpha Rift swag bag.
Oh, that sounds amazing, man. We totally appreciate that. That would be awesome. Absolutely. It was a lot of fun, Aaron. It was great to meet you. And best of luck. Get all the roles you want. We'll be rooting for you and pushing you, man. We'll be nerding out on you. All right, man. Get yourself out of the shower.
Yeah, I gotta get out of the shower. The sound guy's calling for me.
Oh, there you go. Take care, Aaron.
All right, later.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, everybody, as always, thank you for listening to another episode of the Nerdcast. Gallo, I've had a blast with you tonight and with Aaron. This has been so much fun.
It was so good to be back. I was starting to miss this, and then I'm, we're getting the messages and trying to get it all together. I'm like, oh man, I got to clear my schedule. I have to be there for that one. I have to, get the feel back, and it's back, and it was great.
Well, good. Well, we'll go ahead and wrap up. Everybody, we've got the follows, we've got the shares right on screen. So if you're not following us, if you're not already subscribed to everything that Project Nerd is doing, I don't know what else. I'm going to send you a gift basket. You know what? Follow Project Nerd. Love Project Nerd. Send me money in the mail, and then I'll use that money to buy you a gift basket and send it back to you. So everybody, join us on project-nerd.com. Subscribe to what we've got. We've got great things always on tap. And if you love something, that means we're going to love it too. Gallo, until next time.
You got it, brother.
Pleasure.
Good seeing you. Take care.